Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by AcousticHealth.com. I'm Loren Galey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. We are talking about the language of light and the incredible activations that it holds for us and ways that we can work with it. Barbara Babish was given the gift of light language, and she's here today to share with us more information about that with a couple of activations and a beautiful message on the way of the rainbow. Hi, Barbara. Welcome to the show.
I will tell you, it has been a joy just coming up to this moment to be a guest here. So thank you so much for having me.
We are in a very, very powerful time. It's very potent. We're feeling the inner call to step up in a huge way. We're feeling the cosmic frequencies and moving to integrate them within our system. One of the things that is coming online is this light language. So, Barbara, let's start right there and talk about your own experience with this gift.
I wasn't actually born, well, I suppose I was born with it, but it wasn't activated until I was in my early 20s. And my conscious remembering of it is that I was at home with 4 little kids, and I'd had this born again kind of experience that some of the different churches promote, this born again experience, and I felt I went through that. And one day I was sitting on the sofa, and I'm not sure where all 4 kids were at that time, but I was just so grateful. And my heart was so full. And I was saying, thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, thank you, Lord. And going on and on like that. And then all of a sudden, these other words started pouring through me out of my mouth. And I just let it. And it was just, I just felt that peace and that love, the peace that surpasses all understanding. And the love just was like flowing through me from my head to my toes and from my head to my toes over and over and over. And I knew, I don't know how long it lasted, but I knew something great happened. It was like I felt a one-on-one connection to God. And from then on, whenever I kind of felt that gratitude, this language would come out of me. And then over the years, I joined prayer groups and used that. And it seemed at that time, it was like the gift of tongues, because I had the language come out of me. I would get this like urging, like something, like I want to say something, but I don't know what it is. And so in the prayer groups, it would be, I would have this language of light come out, but then I would have English. And so me and the group interpreted this, the prayer groups, and interpreted it as, okay, you've got the gift of tongues. But over the years, I was shown, it's almost like the language of light seems to be like the evolvement of the gift of tongues. You know how everything is evolving, we're evolving, our energies are evolving, the vibrations are getting higher. So I think my explanation of it is like the gift of tongues has evolved now into the language of light. And that there actually is no real interpretation word for word. Because in my understanding of it, my experience of it, is now the language of light is a sacred vibrational transmission from God or source. And it's to assist the ascension of humanity. And it can flow one person to one person, or it can flow one person to many people or groups. And in my case, I share the language of light with my voice, but others share it in their art. When you see a piece of art that just strikes you and you almost don't know why you love it, it's like that piece of art is speaking to you. To me, the language of light is in that art piece, or it's in some music. Some people express the language of light in writing symbols, or even writing words like books and poems, and there's certain parts of that book or poem that just so deeply touch you right to your very soul. Then I believe that's the language of light coming through in all of these ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I like to say it's an expression of the divine.
Yes.
People can receive it consciously, like when I have a client and I use the language of light, they're receiving it consciously, but you can still receive it unconsciously as well. Because what I've been shown is I can speak to a group of 10 people, and the language of light is flowing through me, and each person will get something different out of it. And so I was shown that with these vibrations, it's our higher self that, I don't want to use the word interpret, but gives us what we need. So if I am speaking to you, Loren, and I'm using the language of light, then it's your higher self, your spiritual self, is giving you what you need from these vibrations. So it's all about vibration.
Yes, and we are receiving those vibrations in the light language. It even brings to mind that nature, some things in nature is light language, whether it's reflections off the water on a pond or the way that beetles bore into bark in a tree. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Most of all, it is the expression of the divine and that we can receive it. So, yes, we can all learn how to do this. We can all use it. It's very interesting because people are having episodes where they do remember or suddenly start speaking this language of light.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I work with a group called the Present Ones, and they started speaking to me back in about, well, that I know of, around 2007. And this group consists of uh, past holy people, I will say, angels, guides, saints, ascended masters. And when I started working with them, that's where I really got to understand more of the language of light and use it very sacredly, and to know it is a sacred gift. And I was shown that, yes, we can all have this gift. We just have to ask for it.
We're asking for it. How beautiful. We're going to talk with ways that people can work with you because you have an ability to activate that within them. Talk a little bit about the various ways that we use it then in our transformation.
One of the ways that I first started using it that people wouldn't think, I think what we've been shown is that, yes, there's this great gift and we've got these great messages, but there's another side that I've discovered about the language of light. And for instance, I can use it for grounding myself. And so before this show started, I was sitting here using the language of light, just letting it flow through me, letting it flow through my body, letting it calming down, and just grounding me to be here in this moment. And when you can do that and use the language of light for that, it works every single time. The language of light can be used to, as I said, give messages. It can be used to raise vibrations. In my one-on-one sessions, I use it to raise the vibration of that person so that they are able to see themselves in a new way, see themselves as the higher version of themselves than they see now. It is the spiritual version. It's the version of them where they are using all of their gifts and they are living in love and peace and joy. And so the language of light can help activate that vision for them. It can, you mentioned nature, it can connect us with nature. Walking through nature and using the language of light somehow brings in a new perspective, a higher perspective of seeing the trees that are vibrant. You'll see the flower colors are more vibrant. It's like you are one with that flower. You are one with the ground you walk on. You are one with the trees. I've experienced this myself, and I'm telling you, it is miraculous. It's just a person has to experience it. There's no explanation how you could possibly feel one with the flowers and the trees and the road you're walking on, the path you're walking on, the sky, the sun, the trees. It's just a very beautiful experience. And the language of light can bring that in. It can connect you to your angels and guides. It can connect you to your higher self. I use it again for like opening sessions with clients or with my programs. I open the session with the language of light, and then I close with the language of light. So it can be used so many ways, and we can all have this wonderful, well, I guess you could say we all have it, we just don't know it yet.
Yes, we just don't know it yet. All right, so let's open a portal of love within our show right now with this divine expression of light language through you, Barb Babish.
Sure. I think what I was shown that we can use the language of light right now, and I will activate what's called the heart opening. And the heart opening is about you being able to open your heart to receive unconditional love, God's love. And I was shown that when we can love ourselves unconditionally, only then can we love others to that same degree. So much of my work is doing the heart opening activations for people. And so that's what I'd like to offer right now.
So beautiful. Thank you so much. This is quite a gift, and we are ready to receive.
I'll just get everyone to take a couple of deep breaths, just whatever's comfortable, breathing in and breathing out. And I invite you to come into this sacred space with me. Relax your shoulders. Just be conscious of your breathing. Focus on your breathing, breathing in, breathing out. Have your focus there on your breath. And let the rest of the world just go by for a few moments. We are now in this sacred space of the language of light. And you are here with me, Barbara Marie, and with the present ones as well. Kyria Ilialisha, Orio Masia, Etia Wanane, Amiamolokerosia, Ishi Anu Leia. Every single one of you is ready for this heart opening now. You may put your hand over your heart as a sign to yourself that you are receiving the blessings of these vibrations now that are opening your heart to more love, to unconditional love. Kiriano Iliase, Ania walashi, itia wanane, nami o mari alakia, kerio sote, ania lashi, ea wania naya, kero, kero, kero. Your heart is opening. The love is pouring in. The more you open, the more love comes in, the more love you receive. It is all about receiving, dear ones. There is love all around you, all of the time. This heart opening is for you to receive more. Open your heart gently. Just intend for it to be so. Just ask for more unconditional love for yourself. And that will flow automatically to others. Kiri ano ili amishe, moriolasia, itiawana ne nani amo, arya malakashi, itiaseo. There are many, many, many of you opening your hearts now, receiving, receiving, receiving. Keriolashonte, ili amite. We ask that you take care of your body, that you drink more water for the next 3 days, for this activation will continue very gently, very gently, very gently, so that it does not affect your physical body to a great degree. But it affects you, the part of you that receives love and that gives love. Kirio sonte ishi aniamiteo morio lasia. Kiria, Kiria, Kiria. We give you back to Barbara Marie. Thank you. I just need a minute here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. How precious. This was beautiful. We're still feeling it. And I know everyone has a smile on their face. We'll still be receiving this. So beautiful. Thank you, Barbara Marie.
Oh, yeah, for 3 days apparently. Yeah, oh my gosh, I love what I do. I love sharing this. It just, because I feel that love flowing through me. And it's like, it's just so, so special. It's just so special.
Well, thank you for expressing it, and thank you for sharing it with the world and activating others. You really are stepping into this new Earth mission with beautiful colors. It really is wonderful. And so as we move on, we're going to talk more about the way of the rainbow. But I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the way that the light language came to you. You felt this love, and it was allowing that love to speak forth. What advice do you have for those who are feeling something similar, yet they may stop themselves? Their ego mind may come in to doubt what they're doing, doubt what they're speaking, what they're saying. Any ways that people can overcome this?
Yes, I can help with that. Because I've been through it. You know,
Yes.
I think there's a part of us, especially in the beginning, when we think, well, that's just me. That's just my voice and I'm making it up.
Yes.
And many people go through that. And what I would say is, if you think that for now, it's okay. Let it flow through anyways, even if you think you're making it up. And do it as a like a sacred ceremony. So instead of like just, I don't know, you're with a group of people and it wants to flow, so you let it flow, and then you all have a laugh. Um, you don't use it like that, but use it in a sacred manner. So go into like a meditation or
Mm.
into a meditation process and say, I would like this language of light to flow through me. And then if you feel like you're making it up, it's okay, because pretty soon you won't be. You will start to have those feelings or the knowledge that, yes, this is something higher than your, like you said, ego self. And it's like just doing it over and over again. Do it every day for a week. And I bet that it will be true from source even within 7 days. But trusting it, like letting it flow. And like I said, if you even think that it's just you, that's okay for now.
Okay, that's beautiful. So let the imagination rip.
Yeah, yeah.
But the key here, however, is this heart-centeredness, right? This connection. I
Mm.
love that. You mentioned it wants to flow. What are some signals or signs? Do you feel something in your body aside from this great peace and love?
Well, I think in the beginning, it was like something in my throat, and it was like something building up my chest into my throat, and it wanted to come out.
Like if you start to cry and you're holding back tears,
Yes, in a way. Yeah,
in
yeah,
a way.
yeah. I
Uh-huh.
think I'm just trying to think of now, going back, how I felt. I didn't feel, maybe other people do, I didn't feel like there was something trying to take over my body. It was just something that wanted to come out of my mouth. So I would suggest, if a person, even if there's something there, that they feel this something, whatever that something is, just say ah,
Mm.
do ah or om, and that will let out some of the pressure, I guess you might say. And then, then you trust it. You'll start to trust it a little bit more.
Yes, okay, that's a beautiful tip. We work with that when we help people find their authentic voice and their divine voice.
Hmm.
And when we're able to release a tone like that, right?
Hmm.
Light language can come through toning as well,
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say that I have one type of vibration that flowed through me during this session.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes this language, as we're calling it, sounds like a native elder speaking, or it might sound Chinese, although I don't know what Chinese, what that language is. But some people's language of light is like very fast, that there
Mm-hmm.
is really no, um, you can't make out words, so to speak. Um, and some like are this high pitched squealing like a dolphin. There's all kinds of these sacred vibrations that come through, and they're all kind of lumped in right now as the language of light. And
Right.
I will say, some people definitely believe that there is a definite interpretation, although, as what I've been shown for what flows through me, it is only kind of understood, and if the word is translated, by your own higher self for you to give you what you need.
Yes, and that really carries the codes. That's really what it is. It is higher frequency information, right? And
Yeah.
it expresses in a variety of ways that connect us to that information, that allow us to receive the codes and the information.
Right. Keys, codes, and activations.
Beautiful. So this is our world, and for those who may be apprehensive about it, this has been very helpful. I know we've had reports of people suddenly just writing it or scribbling it, and I love how you said if it wants to flow, go into that sacred space and do it. Treat it with respect. Honor
Yeah.
it. Hmm.
Yes, I think that's important.
Okay, so you've seen this in your own clients with the ways that this activates them and actually brings them online into their greater potential.
Yes. I had one experience. I was in LA in March, and it was a group of spiritual business people, and we were taking a business course. And this one lady, I just kept being drawn to her. I had never met her before, so I took her aside and I said, "I think I'm supposed to tell you something." And we sat down separate from everyone else, and what came through was the language of light for her, and a message about her life mission and how it was this global mission. And it gave her, the English parts gave her a much bigger vision than she had thought, but it also confirmed everything that she was thinking, but didn't have the confidence to really believe it. And it was a very big picture. She's got a very worldwide, high vibe mission. And the activation, I don't remember exactly what the activations were for her, but what comes through in a time like that is even an activation for confidence, an activation for trust, an activation to bring in your higher self stronger. And I've actually stayed very good friends with her, and we are encouraging each other. And she always remembers exactly, even though I don't, she remembers exactly what the message was for her. And she really feels she was activated with this confidence and love and joy and belief in the value of what she has to offer. And so some of the language of light sessions are like that. They can show you the bigger picture. They can show you how beautiful you are and how important you are to the world and what you have to contribute. And even like you said, Lauren, the people that I talk to are usually light workers who are on a mission. And when I give them a session, they have very similar to the one I just talked about. But some of the messages can be that your life mission right now is to be a good mother for your children. And the language of light can activate love for her children, love for her family, love for her community, love for herself. And so no matter what your job is at the moment, the language of light can give you that boost, and if you've got the gift yourself, oh my gosh, use it every day, even if it's just for yourself, to strengthen yourself, to strengthen your faith, your belief in yourself, belief in the higher source, God, whatever you want to call it, that connection that we have. I believe the language of light connects us to God. And I think that's the bottom line.
That is a great tip as well, to just begin with a sound and let it out, or start writing, or just letting it flow. Beautiful. It is our higher self working with us. It is this connection to God. You've explained that very well. And it gives us inspiration and motivation to work with that language of light.
Wonderful.
Now, when you do sessions with people, you've got a special offer for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And we can do a lot in 30 minutes. I think it's kind of like, I think of it like Reiki. When I learned Reiki many years ago, it cost $10,000 and it took years to get your Reiki masters. And the way everything has speeded up, people are getting their Reiki masters like in 2 weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't cost $10,000. And so I think the language of light, what used to take me, an hour and a half or an hour, now just takes me a half an hour, because it's so concise and so concentrated and so focused, that we can get that value really in 30 minutes. And of course, I
Yes.
like to encourage people to have a session once a month, but not everyone does that. It
Mm-hmm.
would be great. I'd love some new clients and love to help more people and show them the power of the language of light.
Well, you've got a full group of light workers here, and we're all ready to activate even greater into those divine templates that are there, that are existing for us, that we want to step into. And I wanted to mention that even before our show today, we talked about this resistance. We're in hiding. Many light workers are in hiding. And so this is the time to really step up. This is game on like it's never been on before. And I love that you're assisting people in this way. So everyone, let's get activated, go forward. It removes last vestiges of fear. It gives us supreme confidence. In fact, you shared a message with me. You had a message from Steve Jobs.
I had channeled Steve Jobs in 2011, shortly after he died, and I had no idea um, who this person was that was coming forward to speak to me and a group of my supporters. And I'll just read this first part because it's for the group, but this part of the message is for all of us. Congratulations. This has been a long time coming. There are many systems out there. Many have been given systems, but they do not have the courage to bring them forward as you have. And this is the part that I'd shared with Loren, because many of us have these gifts. Many of us are given so many things that we are to share. But we think, well, who am I? Like, who am I to tell this to the world? Or who
Mm-hmm.
am I to tell this to my church? We don't have the confidence or the belief in ourselves that we have something valuable to offer. And this is the time, as I was saying with Loren earlier, we were sharing about this is the time for women to come forward. This is the time for the feminine power to become more balanced with the masculine power. And the feminine power is all about loving and nurturing and supporting. And it is the masculine that has the steps. If you want to get to Z, you got to do A and then B and then C and then D. But with the feminine power, it all is developed in another way, a more feminine way, a more supportive way. The masculine way is the way of the strong and the single, and I don't need anyone. The feminine is let's use our communities, let's support each other, let's love each other, let's help us develop our programs together and work together as communities of the feminine energies to create all of these things. Like, women need other women because we understand each other, and we have so many other stumbling blocks that take up our time, like even having children and having families, and then we do our spiritual work on the side, so to speak. And there's all ways now being developed to do that. So I would encourage anyone who's been given some information, some gifts, share it as best you can now and see what comes of it. See how it can be developed by you and your higher self, your guidance team. I call it my inner guidance system, my IGS. I tap into my IGS whenever I've got something new, and then it starts to flow and then develop. Like even with even with you, Loren, today about a new program that I just feel like, holy smokes, I think I've got another program within me to share with others. And
Yes, and it's been in the incubator for 40 years. You've actually been working it for 40 years. And I'm just going to say it because we'll have a mastery empowerment course with activations of light language. It
mhm,
is beautiful. And so stay tuned. We'll
mhm.
talk about that offline, Barb. So those who are interested, send us an email.
I will facilitate that, yes.
Well, this is really new earth coaching, new earth activations. I love it. For any person who really wants to step up but is feeling something keeping them back, or anyone wanting to tap more into their gifts, get a session with Barbara. This is quite a gift that she's offering us. What a great value. A 30-minute session there, and it's $97. This is recognizing the value that you have to offer. You as an individual, you as a new earth creator, and these activations will help you step up and begin to share the many gifts that you have for new earth. Find the special offer link on this webpage. I want to talk now about the way of the rainbow. This is very interesting because this is another major part of your spiritual teachings.
Yes. As I was speaking of the present ones earlier and working with them, back in 2008, I started receiving messages about the colors of the rainbows. And I was asked if I wanted to be the one to bring this to the world. And I said, like, knowing me, it's like I don't just jump into anything or everything, no matter who it comes from. And I said, well, yes, but just, give it to me one step at a time. So I'm saying yes to the next step. So they were showing me the colors and giving them to me as a sacred process. And so they would bring in the red in this process and show me how to use the red. And so on through the colors. So we've got the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And so this ended up creating a system, which I therefore showed some of my best spiritual friends. And they all said, yeah, that they were interested in this, to go through this with me. So I started doing I was actually twice a week phone calls to get through the 7 colors with them. And they were so impressed, they said, well, let's keep doing this. And I was shown that there was another level. So we went through all those weeks again, reaching these higher levels with each of these colors. And it turns out there was 4 levels that we went through. And so all of these ladies were supporters, and they wanted to teach it. And I was figuring out a way how to do that, because there was the language of light channeled messages within each of those color lessons. And so I started going through a bunch of physical things and also being shy about my gifts and like all kinds of things that stopped me from going big and having them help me teach it. I went through a lot of stuff. And then in around 2012, I was able to give the class to a few people. And again, they loved it. They wanted more. But it was me that was always holding back. And again, we've talked about, the theme today of, coming out of the closet with your gifts and not being shy about them.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, what evolved over these last couple of years was that I've been raising my own vibration. I've actually written my dissertation to receive my doctorate in metaphysics. And my topic that I wrote pages and pages and pages on was the way of the rainbow. And I wrote it as the way of the rainbow, the ultimate meditation system. And so it's a program, but now it's high vibe program.
Right on.
And I'm telling you, it's like writing the dissertation showed me again the great value that these colors of the rainbow hold, and then using them in the certain sequence is so important, because then you've got this synergistic energy where, so if you use the red as it's given in the program, if you use the red, it's very powerful. If you use the orange only, It's very powerful. But when you use all 7, you've got this explosion, the synergistic miracles that all like flow together. And with this system, you actually can create a whole new life, a whole new everything. Your vibration is raised. There's so many benefits. And I guess you can tell by my voice, I'm really excited about this because I've had this newly activated energy where now I'm really ready to share the energies of the way of the rainbow.
Well, we are grateful. Thank you.
So what I'd like to do today, I'm just want to kind of go within to see which way I should do this. If I should give you the colors. Yes, I will give you the colors and briefly, like a sentence on what that color is used for, I guess you would say. And then what I'd like to do, and I'm getting very excited about this, I will do a language of light activation for everyone who hears this, for them to be activated to the way of the rainbow colors.
Yes, we want to be activated. Can I make a reference to the Tibetan rainbow body? This goes to ancient teachings. When you were shown this, was there information that paralleled what we learned from the Tibetan rainbow body? It does correlate.
I know nothing about the Tibetan
Isn't that
information.
fascinating?
I think I was saying to you earlier that I may not be the only one given this information.
But you're
There may be,
sharing it. That's
yeah,
the key. We have
yes,
to share it. And that's where, like I said, this is where we don't want to share. And so that's the theme. We're coming out of the closet with our gifts, and this was given to you. Was this the present ones gave this to you?
yes, yes,
Beautiful. All right. Well, for those who know about the Tibetan rainbow body, this validates the power of the rainbow colors and working with these. So we're really looking forward to this. Okay, here we
okay.
go. All right.
Okay, and I'm just being shown to just let everyone go back into that. I don't think we've left the sacred space, honestly, the way I'm feeling. But let's just be conscious of our breathing again. And as I read these colors and the information, just take this too within you, and then I will proceed with the activation. And I'm sure, I'm pretty sure we'll be given more information about that through the channeling. Um, yes, I will do it this way. We'll bring in the red color vibration right now, and picture yourself being surrounded by the red color of the rainbow, so that there's a complete circle above you, on each side of you, and below you. So I'll say it in this way. We'll bring in the red. So with the red, we enter the creative space by building a strong, consistent relationship with our angels, our guides, and our higher selves. And as we bring in the red, the orange, as we bring in the orange, the red moves a little bit away so that the orange can then be next to us. We bring in the orange energy of openness and create more space by flipping our poor me energy to one of unlimited abundance. And those red and orange vibrations make a little more space for the yellow to come in and surround us. With the yellow, we expand our energy, and our power builds by releasing energy and patterns that no longer serve us. And those 3 colors expand and move a little bit away from us, making room for the green. The green helps us align with our higher self, and we learn to accept the creative being that we are, realizing our true power through love. And as those expand, they make room for the blue to come next to us. We enter this vibrational space where we express our desires with impact to the universe. And as those expand, they make space for the indigo color band. It receives our thoughts, our words, and pictures from all sources and expands the way we receive messages and guidance. And as those make space for the violet adds dimension and power to this system by sharing right from our hearts and expressing it to the universe. So as we have these colors around us, we are like in this vibrational color band cocoon, and we are safe. Kiriano ili ashite, morio ili asita, naya ekira ili osheya nani amati, morio kila eri a aliasita, mishianeo ali a nati, makarea ili a alia lucia, ishi ani alote. Bringing in that red vibration, bringing in the orange, bringing in the yellow, bringing in the green, bringing in the blue. The indigo comes in and the violet. They surround you as this system for creating love and joy and prosperity in your life. These vibrations are now within you. You will start to see rainbows more often. You may giggle and laugh now when you see a rainbow, because know that that rainbow that you are seeing up in the sky is speaking to you. It's reminding you of the power of these color energies. We call them color bands of energy that you are now receiving within you. Kishi ano ili amite, morio ili asita, eli akesho, ishia kelo. We are the present ones, and we are smiling. We are filled with joy at the universal sharing of this information. It is time for this to be shared. This is time for many to receive it. As your hearts open more and more, you will see these colors more and more. You will see a more vibrant red than you've ever seen before. You will see indigo more often. All of these colors, whatever shades you see of those colors, those are the shades of these colors, the shades of the rainbow that are expressly speaking to you. You may see a flower and you may see the color moving within that flower. You will see that flower vibrating a certain color, or mixed colors, or the colors of the rainbow, or a deep dark red, or a pinky red, or an orangey red. Whichever one holds the highest vibration for you, that is the shade of that color that you will be seeing now, because you have been activated, you have been energized, you have been awakened to the colors of the rainbow like never before. Kiriano ili ashe, ania wananea, nimi atia, kirio iloshe, alia teo, kimi asita, aya alea, alea. Alea. We give you back to Barbara Marie.
Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, can I say wow too?
You can say, well, I feel like I'm floating,
Yeah.
levitating.
Mm.
I'm energized too. Do you feel a lot of energy?
I feel a lot of things all at once. I feel peace and excitement all at the same time.
A coherency too. Refreshed and beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Happy, excited.
Happy, excited. I
Mhm.
hope everyone is feeling this and it's just right here. Wow. Okay, well, that was a beautiful mini session, let's say, a mini activation, because
Yes.
you've got more extensive work that people can do. I don't even want to call it work, but it's more activations. So let's talk a little bit about this because this is cool. They happen over the course of a few weeks, more than a few weeks, actually. Tell us about this program. The Language of Light series.
One of the offers is the Language of Light activations, and they receive one per week, and they get an email giving them a link of where to go to listen to that activation. The heart opening plus 7 others, and like again, they're given once a week. So that's the Language of Light, what I'm calling series of 7.
And it's beautiful because you can get each of these items individually or you can get them both together. Again, this is a valuable package of light language activations and a personal private session with Barbara. Beautiful. Well, I love this because Barbara Babish, you are getting your doctorate in the way of the Rainbow Program. Science will someday come forth to actually prove what you're working with here. This is a connection to our higher self and so much more.
Working with these colors and they're wonderful vibrations as long as you're doing it in a sacred manner is kind of like what I always fall back on, being reverent in all that we do. Working with these colors will help you raise your vibration. They will help you align with your higher self, and they'll help expand your awareness of yourself and an awareness of everything around you. And so working with the colors, you will get great benefits.
And we will promise to giggle when we see those rainbows. We will giggle and laugh. Beautiful. Well, I wanted to, again, go and let people know how they can work with you. You have a couple of items. We talked about the personal session.
They will receive a recording of it so they can listen again and again. And I highly recommend that people listen to them more than once because there are the activations within them and within these recordings. And so the more you listen to them, the more you will keep your vibration up and the more you will receive whatever the activation was.
Yes, and on a spiral of evolution, continue to get additional information with each listening. That's how
Right.
that works. It's beautiful. We
Mm-hmm.
integrate it, as you mentioned, the higher self is working with us to bring us exactly the codes and the keys that we're ready for in that moment. And it's a really good value for that. $97 for a personal session with you. That is extremely generous. So thank you. And also you've got an option with light language activations. And that's interesting because those are dripped to us each week.
The first week, it would be 7 weeks. The first week, I added the heart opening session again. I like to include that always because it's one of the most important ones. The first week, you'll have an activation for releasing judgment, and it helps release the old destructive energy patterns before the new ones can come in. In the second week, we activate gratitude because gratitude is got a very high vibration and it helps you get into that attraction mode so that all things will come to you more easily. In week 3, we offer the awareness of the inner child, which is so, so important. And so this one gives you the awareness of the inner child, and you will then be guided yourself on how to work more with your inner child. And the inner child work, I cannot stress how important that is, because many of us are blocked by our inner child, because the inner child, the younger person in us, has been hurt or is fearful, and they don't want us to step out and go forward. So we need the inner child's cooperation to continue to go forward. Or there's, I'll tell you a story. My own inner child loves games and puzzles. And whenever I hit a stumbling block, I know I have to let little Barbie go online and play some games. And then
Yes.
she calms down, or she'll, I have to go do a puzzle or something. And then she's fine again, and I talk to her and I get her trust and say, we have to do some adult things now, and part of that is my work. And, are you game to come along with me and be my assistant? And then she'll say yes, usually. And then off we go. So the inner child and being aware of it is just so important. And this week 3 is where we activate that awareness. Week 4 is recognizing our inner guidance. And that's important because it's the higher guidance that we need to make the best decisions for our lives and all that we say and all that we do. And week 5 is all about asking the right questions when we're wanting to receive guidance. And so this activation is for learning how to know what to ask in order to receive the right information. And then week 7 flows very nicely into listening for answers, because the answers can come to us in so many different ways. It could be, we're asking a question of our inner guidance and we don't get the answer right away. And it could be, we're walking through a bookstore and a book falls right in front of us, and that's the answer for us. Or someone will start talking about something that's the perfect answer for us. So we're being activated in week 6 for listening for the answers. And week 7 is very important as well. It's about receiving the gift of understanding. Because when you understand why someone does something they do, you are less critical of them. And this is an important activation, again, because we set ourselves free of judgment. And instead of judging others, we can then use that energy for other higher purposes. Judging others takes up so much of our energy. And we're brought up, from the age of 2 years old to judge. This is good, this is bad, this is, this person is good, this person is bad. And a lot of it is just, from society. And so activating this gift of understanding then lets us let go of a lot of our negative energy and releases us to use our energy for better things. And so that wraps up week 7. And again, very valuable. And you've got these recordings and you can download them to your computer. And I just love giving this to people as well. I love offering this to the people who are ready to receive it.
Yes, and get activated. I love how it's over the course of a week, 7 weeks, and each week you get the download to work with. So when folks are working with this, do you find that it's helpful to journal and keep track of anything that might come up to witness?
Yes, I highly recommend journaling. It is a wonderful, wonderful tool. And a lot of times we go through something like with these activations that you forget you received something. And like, say, we'll use this week 7 as an example. You might want to write, yes, I'm judging this person, I'm judging that person, and you start, writing down where you notice you're judging others. And then over time, you can go back and look and say, well, I don't do that anymore. And I don't do that. And this person's okay. And you realize, hey, yeah, I am free of those judgments that I had 3 weeks ago. So journaling, again, love it, use it every day. Very, very, I call it a metaphysical tool. You know, it's known all over the world by different things, you know, keeping a diary or journaling. I just like to use journaling because it's, like I said, it's so valuable to go back and see how you've changed, or it will remind you of a lesson that you learned that you're not using, and it's a good refresher.
Yes, I mean, it's amazing. I always like to put the date of the journal to go back, and you can see lots of great progress on what we're working on. So that's beautiful. And also, isn't it amazing that sometimes that journal can just pop open to a page, and that's something that you need right then? I love how you call it a metaphysical tool. It
Yes,
really is. So the program that you're offering truly does tap us in to the inner skills, the inner guidance, and that is so liberating because we know what we know within. We just have to get deep enough within to understand it, to embrace it, to become aware of it. And that's what your program does. So thank you.
wonderful. Thank you.
Of course, that special offer is available on the link on this webpage. Check it out and download those, work with those, get activated with light language. Thank you so much for this. Barbara, I want to commend you on this New Earth mission. You are helping many people help others as well. As we say goodbye, would you like to offer a close?
Um, One of the most important things that we can do regarding our own spiritual growth and our own transformation is to have a daily practice. So many people meditate every day. Many people pray or read the Bible, but when you're doing it, do it every day. And the meditations, to me, are the most important because, especially with the Way of the Rainbow as a meditation practice, I've got 7 steps in my meditation. But you don't need 7 steps. Do something every day for a week and see how much you've changed. Listen to these activations, whatever week you're on. Listen to it every day for a week. Pray every day for a week. Do your meditation every day for a week. Whatever it is you do, even going for a walk every day for a week, but using it as a meditation. 7 days in a row is going to get you phenomenal results. And we know many of these things to do. And meditation is always at the top. But how much do you do it? Knowing to do it is one thing, but doing it is where the power is. So you have the power yourself to take action, to transform your own life. No one else can do that for you. It is up to you.
Thank you. And that's why these tools are so vital and they really help us on that journey. So thank you, Barbara. Thank you for receiving the gift of light 40 years ago and working with it and honoring it and allowing it to come forth because that actually has been a part of making it easier for everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You can access Barbara Babish's special offer, light language activations, and a personal session on the special offer link that's on this webpage. And now it's time to dance our way to the cosmic heart. Enjoy. Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Galey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.